Hello, Charles. Um, the reason I saw a little delay about the Google side provider is because at first I just want to do our authentication with the Google OAuth1 version, and but that is much more complicated and also not so stable at first because the OAuth 1 point need you to register your application with a real existing domain. So that is a little complicated, difficult to test it on our local. If you know the local is not the real existing domain. But after some investigation, I found that Google applied the anonymous as the key and also anonymous as the secret to do the OAuth 1 point authentication. And so in fact, I already done that yesterday. But after some check, I found that the OAuth 2 point maybe is the better way for us to. So you can see that today I just implement the OAuth 2 authentication. That is much simpler. Okay, so what you need to do is on the Google API console. That is, I can send you the will send you the URL to you, and in this one you can create a new API new project. And for example, anyone you want to type in the name and create this project. And okay, this is my session already. Anyway, you can see that I need to sign out and reload this page again. And during this page, during this loading, and we can check the source code. And in the source code, there are also the same as before. We have a WCF service to host as a Google service, and there are three functions. One is to get the login URL. So the your WP7 client just to call this function to get the login URL, and log in your web browser, and then return the access. There's a parameter called the code, and then you can call the code to get the access token. In fact, I just because you maybe want to persistence the access token on your site, so I provided this link to you to do the get the access token. In fact, I can do it on my site. So if so you can only provide the code at each time, and also there's a function called get user info, and with the profile data, the response data success or fail to indicate the result uh, of the process of the request. And in the client side, also similar before, we have login pop-up with web browser control embedded in the form, and that will call our get login page to get the login URL and redirect the user to the login page to authorize our application. And after return, and then we will detect the request response URL in the, and then got the code returned. And the URL is must be set in the console of the application. And this is the request token callback. I just set it localhost, and in the web browser navigating event, we can catch the URL to check if the URL is contain the callback. If so, we will get the parameter code and then get the access token and call the in the main window and call the get user info with the access token. Okay, and in this one, we just show you how to create application on Google side. It's the code.google.com.apis.console, and this is the dashboard, and we can create a new one by create it. And this is the API function project to create project. And in this project, because we just need to get the basic information, so all of these services, the status is off, but that is okay for us. We don't need the other API functions. And the API key, and we create an OAuth 2-point client ID, and type your project name, and the project logo you can update it because it will show in the authorized pop-up, and then click the next, and be careful about this one. Our application, we must set it as the application type, because the application type we can use the localhost as the callback. But if I check the installed application, because at first because our is a website, not a website, but also the WP7 application. I just think that it, also we can use the browser. You can say that a web application is accessed by web browsers over the network, so our web browser control can do that. So we don't need to do it as the installed application, because installed application, the user must paste the code into your device. So that is not an automation. So we need to set it as a web application, and the request URL. The request URL must match the code you set, because in our site, for example, in our site, our application, our request token callback is HTTP is localhost. We can set it to localhost. If anything you want, just match both. Okay, so you can see that the redirect URL is this one. Okay, then click the client ID. It will have a client ID and a secret in the redirect URL. So we just set it in the WPF side. Of course, I just had it about the configuration, but to make all of the basic functions works, I can implement all of the parameters and the configuration to make it configurable. Okay, so let's test it right now, and just run our client WPF client, and it will same as the other two I sent you before. It will show a login page and reader and login using our WPF, and then get the access token. After get the access token, call the WCF get the user info to get the user profile info. Okay, click sign in. It will show the Google. Show you to log into the Google. Or maybe I just logged in before, and so maybe I think I could delete my IE cookies. So you can see that the result is okay, of course, but I just want to show you the process. So I need to delete the cache. In the delete cache, we will it will show the login process and the login page. Okay. Okay, delete the browser history. It delete cookies, delete history. Now run our application. You can see that this is a signing, Google signing page, and type in my credentials and signing. It was set because I used Chinese characters. This is set first to is asking for the permission to do below operations. This is to check your profile basic info, such as your name and public personal info such as network and the link and the profile photo and the gender and the birthday. Okay, so just this is allow and this is no, and we can click allow, and then it will return. We can just go continue. So last it will show the result. This is just my name of Google account. So the basic process is already okay. Okay. Thank you.